Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Move podcast, talking about stage 2 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. Did people vote? Are we sticking with Mel on the pronunciations? It's either Mel or Alex. Yesterday we were like, anyways.
I saw some comments of theirs said switch days, but I think Mari and I just like Mel a lot.
Okay, all right, Mel. Mel, where did we go?
Deuxième étape, stage 2, Clermont-Ferrand à Mauriac. Clermont-Ferrand à Mauriac.
I think we stick with that.
Yeah. She sounds so good.
She sounds so good. As it is and has been each and every day this summer. Today's show brought to you by Ketone IQ, made by HVMN. HVMN invented and launched the world's first drinkable ketone in 2017. Ketone IQ is their latest innovation on ketones with improved effectiveness, taste, and cost. Ketone IQ delivers clean fuel that can cross the blood-brain barrier, supplying your brain and body sustained energy, focus, and sharpness. And we had a comment, speaking of Ketone IQ, we had a comment. Allie, of course, I don't know if it's a good thing to read the comments on YouTube, but you had a comment. Somebody remarked yesterday, said, boy, the lady next to Lance is so serious. They have these very serious conversations. And I think the lady on the left potentially is ODing on ketones.
I did have some ketones yesterday, I'm telling you. Yeah. Energy, fuel, good for my brain.
Yeah. So if anybody else wants to OD on ketones, just like Allie, you can save 30% off your first subscription order of Ketone IQ at hvmn.com/themove. Again, that's hvmn.com/themove. Also today brought to you by Wahoo.
Wahoo!
Yes, we finally got Allie. Speaking of Allie, finally got her on a Wahoo bike computer. About time. The number one bike computer used in the pro peloton. The latest release on the Bolt 2 and Roam 2 includes Wahoo's new Summit feature, which of course the ladies were using today for sure. 8,000 feet of climbing. Providing you with colored gradients, detailed climb data, and even helps you detect climbs nearby when you're not using a route.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you have it on your computer, it's like climb coming, tells you the gradient of the climb, the distance of the climb. You can turn off the notifications if you don't like to know, because sometimes you don't, but it's nice to know.
And based on the night that I had last night, when I go ride later today, I'm going to be really upset when that sucker pops up. Climb starting.
Well, I heard Lancey Pants kept his pants on last night, so there's that.
There is that, right.
How many limes do you think Blaze was like?
Blaze was the lime master.
Yeah, he was squeezing a lot of limes last night.
Blaze for the win. Head on over to wahoofitness.com/themove. You get 20% off all full price products during the tour. The code over there is the move. wahoofitness.com/themove. Somebody's computer's making noise. Yeah. Mari?
Could be me.
Mari, you're not immune here. That parking job, as we were walking over to the studio, this parking lot next to to my office and to this studio, it just drives me nuts, right? These people park, and I walk out, and I'm like, you got the bike rack on there, that thing's sticking out.
You know, I was here so early.
Bulge fixed her bike rack yesterday, too.
I really appreciated that.
Blaze and Bulge for the win.
Yeah, and Mari
for the win.
Mari never gets in trouble. So if Mari can get in trouble, I'm happy, because I'm always the one in trouble.
I thought I made it through this whole thing, pretty well, and then I did the parking job.
And for those, and we'll post up some pictures on socials, but of course, yesterday the men's race finished. So every year, and this has been our 7th year of doing the men's race coverage, but we have a blowout party on the last night, and I have not been partying. I've been very serious, and yeah.
It was a good party. It was a goodbye to George.
It was a great party.
That's why I'm allowed to put my feet on the table now. George is leaving.
George is gone,
and people want me to respect George's spot, but now.
That's right.
I'm feeling that he's leaving, so I'm taking some George power here.
You keep reading those comments on YouTube, and you'll hear all about it. And emotional, we're moving back to Austin, and y'all saw. I mean, it's we love entertaining, and so having all of our friends and family there. My mom was in town, her husband Ed. It's just very emotional. So, anyways, let's talk about today.
And just shout out to Anna for being like the hostess.
She's the host. Yeah, she's the best.
She's amazing.
She's the best.
We love Anna.
I'm not sure she's all too pleased with me this morning, but I don't know. Maybe she'll listen and give me a report. But let's talk about stage 2. And we were talking yesterday, of course, about the strength of SD Works, but here we are, Movistar, asserting themselves. Liane Liane Lippert with an excellent win, German champion. Tough day. There were bodies everywhere.
Literally. Even more impressive that she did it after crashing twice too.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of crashes.
There was a lot of crashes.
Had of course the weather rolled in and had the rain, and we've talked a lot about this part of France, just the how it undulates and how the pavement is slow. But when it doesn't rain for weeks and weeks at a time, and you have cars, and this part of France is more rural, so you have probably more farm truck. I mean, this sounds funny, but it's true. You have cars that actually just kind of leak a little more than others, and then you throw a little rain on it, and it's like an ice rink. Everything
is just so slick, and it was hard to watch today, those crashes that were happening.
Terrible.
Yeah, we had some big crashes. Luckily, we did just hear back from Jumbo-Visma that their rider, Eva, is in the hospital, conscious, and undergoing examinations, but that was a very terrifying crash. She was in the break with pretty close to the finish there for a while, and it was very terrifying to see her. Through the guardrail, we saw Allison Jackson crash, UNOX rider crash, and it's just like wet pavement, descents. Yep. But to celebrate Liane Lippert, she's a German national champion. She races for Movistar. She signed with DSM at the age of 18. She was with them for 6 years. She just signed this year a 3-year deal with Movistar, and she's been very clear. I am not going to be the next Annemiek van Vleuten. I'm here to support her. And she doesn't know if she wants to be a GC rider in the future. But if you look at some of her results, she's second at Flèche Wallonne. So this finish today, 500-meter kicker.
Yep.
The only person that beat her at Flèche was Demi Vollering. And today she's out sprinting Capelle as Demi Vollering was leading out Capelle. Yeah. So impressive finish.
I want to take it back though. I mean, that was, amazing finish. But I want to take it back to the weather for a second, because, we were talking about the road surface not being great because of all the, the oil on the road or whatever might be on the road. But another thing to consider is the temperature change from the day before, because we're looking at super hot weather going into cooler 60s, low 60s was the temperature. And then you add rain into it. Like, these girls are, acclimated right now to hot weather. And then you throw in the cooler weather, and you throw in, a climb at the start. There were a lot of things going on there that I think can affect some of the athletes heading into the stage, which, Lippert's comment at the finish that she loves racing in the rain. I think that sometimes that mentality of, this is for me, this is the best, can help in those kinds of finishes, because other people are just thinking, oh my God, this is horrible. And I don't want, don't want to get through it. Yeah,
they're for sure. I mean, there are folks that just don't like racing in the rain. And then there are others that see a storm cloud coming, and they're like, thank God, let's go. This is about to get, it's about to get slippery. It's about to get, they know. I mean, I always knew that when you had terrible weather, and I joked about this sometimes.
First big one.
And you turn around on the start line and it's raining. So half these people don't even want to be here, right? That's pretty motivating for me.
Yeah, and that kind of shift in mentality, I think, on a hard day like today, where they just keep coming at you one after the other, and you're worried about staying up. The people who take it as knowing that everyone else is worse off than you are helps you in those more difficult finishes like that.
Right. Yeah, and I thought Liane, her interview afterwards, just super happy, a very beautiful champion on the stage today, and all I could think of is she literally was singing in the rain. She's like, it started raining, and I was so happy. I love it when it rains, and I knew I'd do great. So singing in the rain.
Shocked how fresh she looked on the finish.
She did, her face was immaculate. She just looked like she would no grime on her face. You looked at other riders, everyone's has the road grime and all that wet pavement. That woman was fresh as a daisy and just singing in the rain and had a great victory today.
And moves up to second in the overall.
Yeah. So
moves up 9 spots.
But speaking of weather, that did cause some crashes. Yeah. And we were noticing a lot of riders today, Mari and I, watching the stage, how people handled the rain and the crash. And one of the contenders that we were and still will cheer for, of course, but Marta Cavalli, she was one of the only riders I saw have a rain jacket on. She's always she's putting the rain jacket off, she's taking the rain jacket on, she's taking the rain jacket off, finding the team car, and she ended up losing a lot of time today. And I know you already did your kung fu little pant thing, but I was kind of thinking jacket on, jacket off. That's all I was seeing. I'm
Well, and 60 Mario, I mean, you said it was 60 degrees. That's kind of borderline, 60 and above. You can say, all right, no need for a rain jacket. I'm just going to get wet. Anything below that, then you start to get, truly cold, and then you do need a jacket. But it's just a call they make.
Yeah.
No, it was just a strange kind of day, I thought, with the wind and the cooler weather and obviously the rain.
And what is going on with Marianne Vos? I mean, she was, and you saw it as soon as I turned on the race. I mean, she was already off the back and minutes and minutes behind, which was surprising to me.
They said she was struggling from the start. We didn't get to see the actual start, but it sounded like she was having trouble from the beginning of the day. So I'm not sure, but I expected yesterday her to be, closer to the front too, even though she finished okay. It was just not the Marianne Vos that we expected to see.
No, I mean, looking at who made, I kept telling Mari that the group was bigger than I thought in the finish. And Mari's like, no, it's small, Allison. I was like,
I'm with Mari on that one. It looked pretty small to me.
I'm like, there's too many people. It's not hard enough. And then you look and it's basically most of the hitters were there that we were expecting, just a couple of.
Well, I think that when Demi Vollering had said that she looked at this as a queen stage, I think that, that kind of got us thrown off, and maybe you into thinking that we'd have a much smaller group at the finish. But I thought it was a pretty small group, especially we had no really long climbs, and basically like SD Works was just able to sit in for most of the day and let the other teams control the race. They had a small break up the road that was like inconsequential, and they just rode a pretty conservative race until the finish, when they were keeping each other safe through the finishes, and Demi led her out to the end. So
and it was really cool to see Demi Vollering leading out Capelle for the win, which Capelle did not win. She got second. She seemed a little disappointed in that, but to watch. And Capelle's very clear that Vollering is their leader,
right.
And she's not there to win the overall, but she's there. But to have Vollering taking her through the last corner, which also keeps Vollering safe because it was very slippery roads and it was a right turn, 500 meters to go. I was just a little stressed because Vollering went real hard, and then she sat up and wiped her nose. I was like, Mari, why is she wiping her nose? She needs to just not get gapped.
And Marianne Rooster when she went,
I know, that was what I thought
I was
too.
like, I said, God damn it, Allie's going to be right again about this stuff. When she went, I was like, oh, this is over.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, because I was like, who's gonna bring that back? If all of SD Works is just sitting up and. So it was interesting.
And we were all watching it in your office, and Rooster goes, and Court, Liz, our friend Stacy's there. We had a very good girl posse cheering on the race.
I know showed, unfortunately.
It's okay. We were having much more fun. And Rooster goes, and we're like, go! And she's like a surgeon, right? And she's a Swiss national champion. We're just like cheering on Rooster. And Liz looks at me. She goes, how does she have time to be like a surgeon and this fast on a bike? And I'm like, she's a woman. She's a woman. Yeah. This is what she can
multitasks.
do. Yes. Multitask. This girl can do anything.
Yeah, you loser guys, you can't do all that.
Man, I would have loved to see her win today, though.
And Neodoma looks and is talking very motivated. I mean, you saw her comments after the stage yesterday. You see her the way she raced yesterday and today. Boy, she seems pretty motivated.
She does look super motivated. Yeah. I just wish that her attacks could be timed a little bit better to where she wasn't the first one to make the move, or maybe she could actually get a gap or something. Because I feel like she's putting a lot of effort into being the first person to do things, where then maybe the second or third thing is the thing that actually sticks.
Yeah, we really love to watch how animated Neodoma is, as well as Moulin Pasio was today. But also Mari and I are like, stop attacking, get off the front.
Well, that was when they were just riding on the front. Yeah. Because they were just riding on the front and there was really no purpose to what they were doing. The attacks obviously make more sense, but riding on the front and just having them all on your wheel going hard isn't really what they need.
But I think that's going to be a very exciting race between those two riders as well, coming into whether Mari and I are right for the podium. Right. But Mari did get stuck with me for many hours this morning, so.
Yeah.
So I'm the one who needs the ketones now.
God bless you. And speaking of that race for the podium, Mavi Garcia just looked off. I mean, I think that was the name we were kicking around in that conversation. Yeah. She ended up lost 8 seconds, but just kind of swinging.
Yeah,
swinging back there.
Yeah, she was swinging, and Ewers also lost a little bit of time.
She had some
finish.
Mechanical or something, had to do a bike change. So, but she's still good, I thought, but also lost a little time.
Yeah, and I when we look at tomorrow's stage 2, I think today was really exciting. But I heard something cool on the commentary today, what they call the Capelle effect. And I had never heard that. But the Belgian race licenses for women have increased exponentially.
That's cool.
With Capelle's success all year. And I'm like, Capelle effect? Let's get a Ewers effect for USA
Kind of like
Cycling.
the Lance effect.
It's just getting more women in the sport in the country of Belgium, and they're seeing it just from Latte's success, which I thought that was super cool.
And you must have seen it in Holland as well with all their success in recent years.
Pretty impressive though today. It seemed like all the breaks, the people who were bridging to breaks, they were all Dutch riders. I mean, there were a few that weren't here and there, but for the most part, if you looked at the nationalities of the people who were making the race, it was definitely the Dutch women.
Yeah, Mari would be like, "Oh, it's another Dutch. Another Dutch is bridging."
Of course, the graphic on the screen, 3 Dutch flags right there.
Yeah.
Before we talk about tomorrow, today's show also brought to you by AG1, our daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. We drink it literally every day. Y'all better be drinking this every day. If you want to,
I am drinking this every day.
If you want to take control of your health, look, for me, I was sick and tired of taking so many supplements. I wanted a single solution that supports my entire body and covers my nutritional basis every single day. I wanted better gut health. I wanted a boost in energy, immune system support. And I wanted a supplement that actually tastes pretty good. So I can take control of my health for less than $3 a day, as should you. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 10 free AG1 travel packs. Yes, that's 10, so you all can do the math on that. Head on over to drinkag1.com/themove. Again, that's drinkag1.com/themove. By the way, y'all are probably low in vitamin D too. Everybody's like low in vitamin D. The free thing they sent me, I do drink it. I'm trying to get my D up.
I love the AG1. I'm telling you, it's my morning routine,
and it helps hydrate.
Which I need today.
Yes.
Also, when you travel too, like you eat out a lot, or like you don't always get all the vegetables that you want. So
That's right.
It gives me a lot of confidence that I'm getting all the nutrients I need. So
Amen.
Super easy. Travel packs are great.
Let's look at tomorrow. Let's look at
tomorrow, stage 3. I can't
another
wait.
lumpy one.
It is. I think it's going to be a good day for some fast girls. I think it's up and down all day because we're still in that Massif Central.
Yeah.
Like we are for multiple stages, all first 6. But to me, it appears it looks a little easier to control.
A little shorter.
147K.
Yep.
And you have to remember, Charlotte Cool and Weavis both made it over on the first stage too, over that. What was it, a category 3 to the finish? So, I mean, I think it will probably be a sprint, and we'll see. This is going to be the chance for the sprinters to actually all of them go for it.
Yeah, this is one of the only 2 stages that I thought should be a sprint and hopefully be easier to control for the teams. SD Works has Weebus. You have Charlotte Cool, DSM, who used to be Weebus's lead out. And also, though, I'm curious. I was asking Mari this earlier. I think Capelle could keep the green jersey.
I mean, yeah, if someone could do it, she could probably keep it. I mean, it's a combination of the finishes and sprints. So.
But Lance notices nails, and Weebus does have green nails this year.
I noticed. I think that was you noticing the nails.
But green nails this year, so maybe
you did notice it.
I did. I'm obsessed. I don't know, but
she's made her intentions clear, but based on the nail color.
Yeah, it's very important. But I'm just gonna say I've been waiting for this joke for a bit.
Okay. Oh boy.
Don't worry. But
now we're
I'm
scared.
thinking there's going to be a whole lot of more than this.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. Jeez.
Because I think Capelle has a lot of more to do here. So
wow.
I should end here.
We got to have you back off the ketones.
Yeah. Truly. But Capelle is I mean, this, even though she looked amazing on that punchy climb yesterday, I mean, obviously, getting up or getting over the Col d'Aspin and getting up Tourmalet, that is just so I'm actually curious. Like, that's not something, right?
That's not her day.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, these other ones are, the lead up to that are all good races for her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because there could be some echelons and stuff. I think that's might be coming later, looking at the weather change if a new storm pattern comes in. And we know Kopeck's really good at the classics, so, and her whole team, that's what they're built for. So like I said, we have a rider for every SD. Oh man, that would have been cool if Rooster won today.
I thought she was gone.
I thought she was gone
Yeah.
too.
I know, we thought the train left the station.
Yeah.
But
they jumped.
Lippert, man,
Right.
incredible finish.
Amazing for her. Allie, also, I had a little scoop from JB, who, of course, JB's a pro when it comes to drinking beer and stuff. And he said y'all went for a ride yesterday and then stopped at the Aspen Brewing or something like that, this brew pub, for a beer, which you do all the time.
Yeah,
You're
that's
one of
training.
these hips. Yeah, exactly. The recovery from the training. But he was really intrigued and curious why you kept your helmets on you and Blaze, the whole time. You're sitting at the brew pub. It's one thing to wear like a bike kit, but we're in Aspen and people are like, all right, they were out exercising. Isn't that cute? But to sit there the whole time, I mean, what are you afraid you're going to get a little tipsy and fall over?
She's had a few concussions.
So is that
need to watch
honestly?
out.
I think Blaze is wearing his helmet in solidarity for me because if I fall off that bar stool,
But,
I gotta protect my head.
JB, were they inside?
No, we were sitting outside.
Okay, so it's not as bad, but as being inside with the helmet on?
I don't like taking my helmet off because helmet hair, right? So then I'm
there
going to
we
have to do my hair again. So if I leave my helmet on, the braid's intact, everything looks good. And I was actually having watermelon slushies, by the way, and not a beer, but that's okay.
Right, okay.
But the stool, it's like pretty high off, and Blaze is looking at me, and he knows I am pretty frequent risk. Frequent hazards. I am a hazard on 2 wheels and on 2 feet.
All right. Anything else notable to talk about tomorrow? I mean, I guess what I'm hearing y'all say is you think this is going to be a field sprint, which I think is awesome. By the way, kind of a tricky run-in. If you do look at there's some corners coming up in the last, you got some roundabouts. You got a roundabout with 2K to go, left hand, another roundabout with a K, and then a hard left with 500 to go. So that always,
Yeah.
and then who knows what the weather is, but
I think
it could be complicated.
it could be complicated. I think we'll see a break go early for the first 100K or something like that. So aggressive racing at the start. I think we'll see a break go, but there's only a couple opportunities in the entire stage race for the fast women, the sprinters, to do it. So I think there'll be a lot of teams motivated. And Mari and I were noticing who was working today, and SD Works wasn't on the front, like controlling the race.
It was like the perfect race for them.
I know.
They were kind of let other people take a little bit of control and try and get out there and get in breaks, and everyone else was taking it into their own hands. So they got a pretty free ride.
Demi Vollering looks pretty dang good.
Pretty good.
Like in that lead out, I was like, all right, you don't actually have to be doing that, and you look pretty easy doing it. So you stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I think the staying out of trouble was the big thing, because otherwise you would wonder, why would you put out such a huge effort at the finish of the race?
But knowing it's an uphill finish, it's also risky. I mean, you make a big lead out, it's uphill.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get in the red. You get gapped off.
Right.
They're giving time gaps, as you saw with Mavi Garcia. You got to know that you're feeling pretty good to do that.
Right.
She looked stellar, but also I do think a couple of those corners today, coming off of that descent into, it was very dangerous, and there wasn't. And JB made fun of me because I was like, "Where's the beep beep guy? The guy that's like holding the flag, going beep beep beep, like blowing the whistle." And they had like hot pink, like it's just spray paint, and there's a traffic island. That's where one of these big crashes happened. And
I do think, though, that the fact that the weather changed, and I don't know when they figured out that it was going to be raining, but if it had been dry, that probably would have been fine with just the marking of the corner. But
okay,
but since it got wet and then all of a sudden everything changed,
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all tomorrow for stage 3. See if we get a field sprint. And
yeah,
what? That's
go
not
for
funny.
a ride.
I need to go. You know what I'm going to do?
Sweat.
You know what I'm going to do today? This has nothing to do with the Tour de France Femmes Sweat. I'm going to have a little alone time, right? I've got my Monday call, and then I'm going to go for a ride. Me and my AirPods, I'm going to listen to some tunes, and just I've been around a lot of people.
Yeah.
It wears me out.
You need to recharge.
I got to meet with Pam later.
You definitely need
I already
to recharge.
postponed that. I pushed that meeting back because I need some alone time before a Pam meeting. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying.
I go enjoy your time.
Take that alone time. You're exhausting.
little me time, guys. Little therapy.
I'm taking Court out for a ride. That's what Court and I are going to do.
I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of us.
By the way,
forget me.
Mara, you're winning the best dress today for sure.
Thank
With
you.
the glasses, look
I've
at the
got
glasses,
I know
the
they
whole
match.
thing.
Everything
God
matches.
damn it, I tried.
Well, you lost. I got bad news. You lost.
I'll just wait for those YouTube comments.
There we go. All right. Dear Lance, have the girl on the left put away the ketones.
Have the girl on the left not put her shoes on the table. They're boots.
All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
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 Bye.